Welcome to Black Women's World Podcast. It is SistaNista Time. Well, hey y'all, it's TRACYMAC. Listen, I'm so excited. Just got finished with Peace Place for me in my capacity as pastor and chaplain. So excited. And then had some things pop off for BWWP, SistaNista lovers. It's always SistaNista time. But listen, I want to share a story with you. Back when I first learned how to swim, you know what? I said that like I've been swimming all my life. It's only been about 4 or 5 months, and I've missed a couple of lessons in between, but I still say it with such confidence because I can swim now. I can freestyle and do some breaststroke, a little bit of it. But anyway, back when I first learned how to swim, one of the first things my instructor taught me was how to float. And some people may say, oh, that's easy. Well, it was hard for me because she kept saying, Tracy, you're going to have to trust the water to hold you up. Now, in my mind, I trusted the water to hold me up, but my body didn't. And it took a minute for me to get those two things together because every time I would lay back and then get my head back and my chest back, when I would bring my feet up just instinctively out of fear, I would drop my feet right back down and my hips right back down and let my feet feel the bottom of the pool so I felt safe just in case I needed to run. You say run? I don't know. You do think of crazy things when you're scared. And so it took me a few weeks, but I finally got it. And so when I got it, she said, Tracy, next week we're going to learn something new. I went back that next week. She said, this week we're going to learn how to do elementary backstroke. And I'm like, okay, let's go for it. She said, now you're going to have to use your floating to get into your backstroke. And I'm like, okay, just like any good lessons, there are layers to this. And so I started doing that. But when I started trying to move my arms and legs the way she was telling me to move, I got scared. And what I do? Drop my feet right back down so the bottom of my feet could feel the pool and I would feel safe just in case I needed to get out of there or run for any reason. I could stand up. And so that took a few weeks and I finally got it. And so she said, we're going to learn something new next week. And I said, great. Now I'm thinking to myself, we're going to finally learn how to freestyle because freestyle, that's why I started taking lessons. I'd see the people on the Olympics. Now I know I'm not an Olympian, ain't even trying to be. So don't bring that. But I know I'm not an Olympian, but it's just a freedom that I was attracted to and seeing people freestyle down the pool, I said, I want to learn how to do that at my own pace, at my own level. And so I went back the next week and got in the water and she said, Tracy, we're going to learn how to do a different type of backstroke. And I'm like, a different type of backstroke? Baby, how many types of backstrokes are there? I was disappointed. But anyway, so she said, this one, you're going to have to move your arms differently. You're going to have to move your hands a different way so the water doesn't get in your face while you're on your back. And you're going to have to kick differently. And so I noticed that not only in learning these new things, I would get scared again and I would still instinctively. Whenever I get scared, I just drop my feet, let my feet touch the bottom of the pool and stand up just in case I needed to run because you do different things when you're scared. And so I kept doing it. And so I finally got it. So she said, next week, you're going to learn something new. So I was excited, but I didn't want to get overly excited. So I got in the pool that next lesson, and she said, we're going to learn how to freestyle. I'm like, yeah, baby, this is what I came for. The other stuff, okay, I got it, but this is what I came for. So she said, we're going to go out and swim a little deeper. And she said, one thing with freestyle, you got to learn rhythm. You got to learn how to side breathe. But just in case you don't have your rhythm right, and just in case your breathing gets off, you can always just turn over on your back and float or do one of your forms of backstroke. I was like, okay, now here's the first time I'm in the pool where I'm actually looking down on the bottom of the pool as I'm moving through the water. And she's taking me deeper. And now we're in the 5 feet. Now, 5 feet may not mean nothing to many people, but I'm just 5'1.5". And please, please, please never forget the half because it means a whole lot to me. It means a lot. Now, I'm 6'8" on the inside, but on the outside, I ain't but 5'1.5". Matter of fact, somebody said, Tracy, you're so short. Let me ask you a question. When short people say back when I was little, exactly what time frame are they talking about? I can do nothing but laugh. And I said, keep laughing because the time frame we're talking about is a time frame that it takes us to cuss you out. Keep laughing. But anyway, going down to the 5 feet was intimidating because now I see that if you've ever swam in a pool where you start at 3 feet and it goes to 12 feet, or just after 5 feet is the drop off. And it's dark down there. The water is different once you get to that point. And I mean, when I say it looks like an abyss. And so I began to see that even though I would still try to stand up whenever I got scared or couldn't get my breath right, I'd still try to let my feet feel the bottom of the pool. I could still stand up. And so she said, you got it good enough. Now we're going to start going to the deep end. And also she had already taught me how to tread, because part of learning to swim is learning how to save yourself. So you learn safety. So I knew how to tread and I knew how to float. So she felt safe taking me down there, even though I didn't feel safe going. And so the more we got to the deep end, I realized that I could no longer stand up and use my feet to feel the bottom of the pool to feel safe. Let me tell you something, baby. You can't run in the deep end. Whether it be life, good, negative, sometimes positive things, because some things are positively overwhelming. I'm in a space now with some opportunities that are positively overwhelming. And I realize I can't run in the deep end. I got to use the things I learned day one. Because let me tell you something. If you can feel the bottom of the pool with your feet in the 12 feet, and you don't have scuba gear, baby, you're in trouble. You can't run in the deep end. When she told me I had to learn to trust the water, I began to have to see the water like God, that could hold me up no matter how much I weigh. No matter what levels or baggage or things I bring to God, God can hold me up. And that floating reminded me of the peace that surpasses all understanding that guards my heart and mind through Christ Jesus. That God can hold me up no matter how deep the water, but I got to stop trying to run. I got to learn how, the song says, float, float on. Just float on. Allow God to hold me up no matter what, no matter if the overwhelm is negative or positive, to just float. Because, baby, you can't run in the deep end. I hope that helped you today. But either way, I'm grateful and I love you for real. I'm TracyMac. Peace. This episode of Black Women's World Podcast is being brought to you in part by TRACYMAC Solutions for Life Institute Coaching and Training Services. If you're experiencing relationship challenges, be it personal or professional, leadership frustration, conflict fatigue, a need for change or a better sense of direction, or maybe transition uncertainty, Solutions for Life Institute is where self-discovery and peace of mind merge and thrive, creating strategic solutions. Self-discovery is the privilege of knowing who you are here to be and what you are here to do. By doing so, you get to enjoy maxing out your best life, navigate easier through challenging situations, and ultimately increasing your bottom line. Which is why we are sure that self-discovery is one of the best forms of self-care ever. On purpose, through mission, with passion and compassion. To find out more or schedule a consultation, go to solutionsforlifeinstitute.com. You've been listening to Black Women's World Podcast, the BWWP, brought to you in part by TRACYMAC Solutions for Life Institute Coaching and Training Services. No doubt you have enjoyed being in our world, and it doesn't have to stop here. Head on over to blackwomensworld.com. This is my personal invitation to you to stay connected with me on social media and more. I'd love to see you there, and I'm so grateful you came to be with me here. Invite someone else to join you in our queendom next time so they can feel the vibe of our tribe of SistaNistas and SistaNista lovers too. Remember to be kind, be authentic, be generous, be excellent, be grateful, and while you're at it, go ahead and be extraordinary, because that's just what SistaNistas do, on purpose, through mission, with passion and compassion. It's a Black woman's world, baby, and you, my SistaNista, are proof. I'm your self-discovery companion, your professional peacemaker, and your host, TracyMac. Wherever you are in the world, may you love and be loved by somebody. Peace.